far beyond the reaches of Earth's known space in a sector littered with dead stars and drifting asteroids. The flagship of the alien Queen's fleet shuddered violently. Its hull groaned under damage from a recent raid on a hostile warlord's armada. Sparks danced across control panels and alarms screamed endlessly. Crew members moved frantically, trying to stabilize what little remained of their systems. The alien Queen herself stood at the bridge, her sleek metallic body shimmering in the low light of the failing ship. Her eyes, glowing amber, scanned the monitors in disbelief. They had fought countless enemies, but never had they been caught in such a trap. Now, stranded in deep space, their pride shattered, she faced a decision that went against everything her species believed in. "Send the distress signal," she ordered, her voice calm but firm. "Universal standard. Let them know the alien Queen's fleet needs assistance." The bridge fell silent for a moment. For an alien of her status, asking for help was almost unthinkable. It was a sign of weakness. But survival demanded it. The communications officer hesitated. "Your Majesty, are you certain? Once we broadcast this, we have no control over who responds. Many will see it as an opportunity to strike." The Queen's hand rested on the railing. "We have no choice. Pride is meaningless if we are dead." With a trembling fin, the officer initiated the broadcast. Across the void of space, the signal spread. It pulsed through the galactic channels, a call for help wrapped in desperation. The alien Queen's crew watched nervously as the lights on their console flickered, indicating the signal was received by unknown parties. Meanwhile, billions of kilometers away, aboard Earth's orbital command center, human scientists monitored the stars as usual. It was late in the night cycle for them, but sleep was unnecessary. Something unusual had appeared on their sensors, an unfamiliar distress signal. The data indicated an alien fleet in trouble, one that clearly had advanced technology far beyond anything Earth had faced before. Dr. Amina Patel, a communications specialist, leaned over her console, adjusting the readings. This is not from any known species," she said. "It's advanced, way beyond our previous encounters." Commander Jonathan Reyes, head of Earth's Rapid Response Division, stepped forward. His uniform was immaculate, but his eyes were sharp, scanning the same screens. "Are they hostile?" he asked. Dr. Patel shook her head. "No. It's a standard distress signal. They're asking for help, not issuing threats." Reyes frowned. "A standard distress signal from an unknown powerful alien fleet. That's either a trap or a miracle. We need to act carefully." Across the room, the Council of Earth's leaders debated the situation. Some argued it was too risky. Others saw a rare opportunity to project humanity's strength across the stars. Admiral Lee, the seasoned leader of Earth's space fleet, finally spoke. "We can't ignore this. If it's a trap, we'll be prepared. If it's genuine, we have a chance to gain allies and perhaps show the galaxy what humans are capable of." After hours of discussion, a bold plan was formed. Earth would respond, not with diplomats alone, but with their strongest warriors. Legends of human fighters trained in both tactical warfare and space combat would accompany engineers and scientists. It was a statement. Earth would offer aid, but on its own terms. Within days, humanity's fleet mobilized. Massive warships, sleek and powerful, carried the planet's finest soldiers. Each warrior had undergone rigorous training, not just in combat, but in strategic thinking. They were fast, intelligent, and adaptable, a combination rare in the Yuan galaxy. As Earth's fleet approached the coordinates of the distress signal, the alien Queen's crew detected them. At first, suspicion filled the damaged bridge. "They come in force," muttered the communications officer. "Surely this is a trick." The Queen's gaze narrowed. "We have no other choice. Let them come. We will judge their intentions by their actions." Human ships emerged from the dark void like silver arrows. Their weapons were visible but silent, a warning that they were ready for battle if necessary, but did not strike immediately. The alien Queen observed, impressed despite herself. Commander Reyes sent a calm transmission, his voice steady, friendly, but firm. "We received your distress signal. We are here to help. Stand down and allow us to assist." The alien queen hesitated. Her pride fought her instinct to accept help. Yet, the damage to her ships was extensive. Her crew was exhausted and anxious. Reluctantly, she gave the order. "Allow them to dock, but remain cautious. Any sign of betrayal, and we fight." Human engineers and soldiers moved aboard the alien flagship with precision. They repaired failing systems, stabilized the energy cores, and restored communication arrays. The alien crew watched in awe. Humans worked with efficiency and creativity, using tools that seemed almost alive. One human warrior, Lieutenant Marcus Hale, demonstrated an innovative repair technique, manipulating alien circuits with his bare hands and a small plasma tool. Sparks flew, yet nothing was damaged. "Try this," he said simply, offering a solution that had never occurred to the aliens. The alien queen studied him. Humans. They were unpredictable, fearless, and brilliant. They did not fear the unknown as her species did. They adapted, improvised, and remained calm under pressure. Something about their nature felt powerful, unlike anything she had ever encountered. Suddenly, alarms blared again. The rival warlords' forces had detected the distress signal. Smaller ships emerged from nearby asteroid fields, heading straight for the crippled flagship. The alien queen's crew panicked. "We cannot survive another attack," one of her generals shouted. Reyes's voice came over the comms. "Stay calm. Humans will protect you. Prepare for defensive maneuvers, but trust our strategy." Human warriors moved to key positions. Drones deployed, shields activated, and weapon systems hummed to life. The aliens, still unsure, followed orders under the Queen's command. For the first time, human and alien forces worked together. The enemy ships closed in, fast and aggressive. Human pilots engaged them with daring maneuvers, drawing fire away from the damaged flagship. Lieutenant Hale led a squadron in a high-speed interception, disabling several enemy vessels in ways that left the aliens speechless. The alien queen's respect grew with every passing moment. Humans fought not just with strength, but with intelligence. Every move was calculated, every action precise. Even her pride could not ignore it. As the first skirmish ended, the enemy retreated. The flagship had survived, thanks to human intervention. The Queen turned to her officers. "Perhaps these humans are more than I believed," she said quietly. Commander Reyes's voice came again. "The battle is over, for now, but you must understand. Your enemies know your weakness. If you want to survive, we need to train your crew in defensive tactics." The alien queen considered this. Teaching her crew under human guidance was unheard of. Yet she saw the necessity. Slowly she nodded. "Very well. We will learn from them. But make no mistake, trust is earned, not given." Reyes smiled faintly. "Agreed. But actions speak louder than words." For the first time in centuries, the alien queen's fleet felt hope. Not from luck, not from cunning, but from the humans. Creatures small in number, fragile in appearance, yet mighty in skill, courage, and ingenuity. Above them, stars glittered coldly, unaware that humanity had begun its quiet rise in a galaxy that thought them weak. The first part of the journey was over. But as both fleets prepared for the next challenge, one fact was clear. Humans had arrived, and the galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again. The alien queen's flagship now drifted in a distant star system, surrounded by smaller vessels patched together from battle wreckage. The damage from their previous encounter had been severe, and without Earth's assistance, the fleet would never have survived. Yet the Queen could not ignore the unease in her crew. Trusting humans was unheard of, and pride made many of her generals uneasy. On the bridge, she observed the humans moving through her ship with remarkable ease. Their tools glowed softly, reshaping broken machinery, rerouting energy through systems that even her most advanced engineers had given up on. Lieutenant Marcus Hale worked alongside alien engineers, demonstrating how to stabilize the ship's main energy core with a combination of human intuition and alien technology. This will hold for the moment, Hale said, tightening a plasma conduit. But you'll need to train your crew to monitor it constantly. The system is delicate. The alien queen's engineer, a tall figure with iridescent skin, studied Hale suspiciously. You repair faster than our best specialists, and with less risk. Why? Hale smiled. We humans like challenges, and we adapt. You'll see, once your crew learns, they'll be unstoppable. The Queen's eyes glimmered with something unusual. Admiration. It was not common for her to respect another species so quickly, but humans were unlike anything she had encountered. They were bold, clever, and unafraid of danger. And now, they were guiding her fleet toward recovery. Meanwhile, in a separate control room, Commander Jonathan Reyes reviewed sensor data. The galaxy was not quiet. The distress signal they had broadcast had attracted attention, not all of it friendly. Reports indicated that a rival alien faction, led by the very warlord the Queen had once attacked, was tracking the fleet. Their ships were fast, armed with heavy weaponry, and relentless in their pursuit. We're not alone, Reyes said calmly, turning to his tactical officers. The moment we arrived, we drew eyes. They're coming. We need to prepare the alien Queen's crew for combat fast. Back on the flagship, the Queen called a council of her top generals. Humans are strong, she began, her voice carrying the weight of authority. And they are teaching us. Yet, danger approaches. Are you ready to take orders from them? A murmur passed through the group. Pride and tradition made this difficult. But the Queen continued. If we do not adapt, we will be destroyed. Humans will show us a new way, whether we like it or not. Slowly, the generals nodded. The first step was acknowledgement. Humans were now the teachers. The following days were a blur of activity. Human engineers worked tirelessly to repair engines, shield generators, and weapons arrays. Human soldiers trained alien warriors in tactical formations, boarding protocols, and defensive maneuvers. Even alien pilots who were used to solo combat learned to coordinate with humans in squadron flights, following complex patterns that maximized efficiency and minimized risk. Lieutenant Hale stood before a group of alien soldiers, demonstrating hand-to-hand combat techniques adapted from human martial training. The aliens watched skeptically as he moved fluidly, striking with precision and speed. Strength alone is not enough, he explained. Coordination, anticipation, and adaptability, these make a warrior truly dangerous. An alien trainee attempted the same move and stumbled. Hale chuckled. Good. Mistakes are how you learn. Try again. It was awkward at first. Prideful aliens were not accustomed to failure in front of instructors. But slowly, they began to understand. Humans didn't just fight. They taught, inspired, and led. And the alien warriors started to respond, their skills improving rapidly under human guidance. But not everything went smoothly. Tensions flared when the Queen's generals doubted human methods. One, a fierce commander named Kryn, argued, "Our way has kept us alive for centuries. Why change?" The Queen turned her gaze sharply. Because survival is not about tradition. It is about adaptation. Humans may show us a path we did not see. Follow it, or perish. Kryn's jaw tightened, but he gave no reply. The Queen's decision was final. As the alien crew trained, humans scouted the surrounding star systems. Sensors detected movement, small craft weaving through asteroid fields, likely scouts from the rival faction. Commander Reyes convened a Taishe strategy meeting. They're testing us. They want to see what the fleet can do. We will give them a demonstration, but on our terms. The humans devised a defensive plan, combining alien and human technologies. Alien ships, though damaged, had powerful weapons. Humans added shield arrays, drones, and tactical coordination that the aliens had never used before. The plan was simple: Lure the enemy into a controlled engagement, use combined forces to overwhelm them and minimize losses. The alien queen observed these preparations silently. Pride still battled caution in her mind. Could humans really lead her fleet to victory? Their actions so far suggested yes, but nothing was certain in the galaxy. Days passed and the first real test arrived. Enemy scouts approached from a nearby asteroid cluster. Sensors picked up their trajectory, fast, aggressive, and clearly, intending to provoke a confrontation. "Prepare for engagement," the Queen ordered. Her voice carried calm authority, but beneath it was a flicker of anxiety. This was uncharted territory, following humans into combat. Lieutenant Hale and his squadron took their positions. Alien pilots lined up behind them, nervous but ready. Hale's voice came over the comms. "Stay close, follow our lead, and trust your instincts. Humans will guide you." The enemy scouts launched first, firing energy blasts that lit up the dark void. Alien ships dodged instinctively, but humans anticipated every move. Drones intercepted blasts, and counterattacks disabled enemy ships with minimal risk. The alien crew was stunned. This was unlike anything they had experienced. Humans fought with precision and strategy, not just raw power. As the skirmish continued, the Queen saw the truth. Her fleet, combined with human tactics, could survive, even thrive. Enemy ships were disabled or destroyed in rapid succession. Aliens who had doubted humans now followed their lead without hesitation. After the last enemy vessel fled, silence filled the void. The flagship had survived another attack, and the Queen's crew had gained valuable experience. Human warriors and engineers stood ready, their confidence unshaken. The Queen addressed her fleet. "Today, we survived because of humans. They have shown us strength, skill, and intelligence unlike anything we have faced. We must learn from them if we are to survive what comes next." A murmur of agreement rippled through the generals. Pride remained, but respect had grown. Humans were no ordinary species. They were something extraordinary. Commander Reyes approached the Queen's private chamber for a debrief. "Your fleet performed well," he said. "But there's more ahead. The main force of your rival is still approaching. We need to prepare for a larger battle." The Queen nodded. "Then we will learn quickly. Humans, you have my attention. Show us everything." Over the next few days, humans accelerated training, repairing damaged ships while preparing the crew for combat. Alien warriors learned human tactics, engineers adapted hybrid technologies, and pilots executed simulated missions that combined speed, precision, and teamwork. By the time the main enemy fleet arrived, the alien Queen's ships were no longer a ragged, broken force. They were coordinated, efficient, and deadly under human guidance. The first real engagement had proven one thing clearly: humans were not just powerful, they inspired confidence, discipline, and innovation. The alien Queen's pride would not allow her to admit it easily, but she knew the galaxy had underestimated a force far greater than raw technology or numbers. Earth's warriors were extraordinary, and now they were allies. As the stars shimmered coldly around them, the alien Queen felt a strange certainty. The galaxy would never see humans the same way again. They had arrived, and their presence had already begun to change the course of interstellar events. Above all, one fact remained undeniable. Humans were not just here to assist. They had come to lead, teach, and protect, and nothing in the universe could ignore that for long. The void of space stretched endlessly, glittering coldly under distant stars. The alien Queen's fleet, now partially repaired and reorganized under human guidance, drifted cautiously toward the approaching enemy armada. It was a fleet larger than anything the Queen had ever faced. The enemy warlords' ships were sleek, fast, and deadly, bristling with weapons that could tear through the alien Queen's flagship in seconds if fired at close range. On the bridge, the Queen stood silently, observing the approaching ships. Her pride still burned, but a new feeling had begun to root itself: respect. Humans were calm, precise, and confident. They did not panic. They did not falter. Commander Jonathan Reyes stood beside her, scanning the tactical displays. "They're coming fast," he said. his voice calm but firm. "Stay ready. We'll take the fight to them on our terms." The Queen raised an eyebrow. "On our terms?" she asked, her voice tinged with doubt. "We are outnumbered. Their firepower exceeds ours." Reyes smiled faintly. "Numbers are nothing without strategy. Watch." In the next moments, the human fleet sprang into action. Using advanced scanning and predictive algorithms, they calculated the enemy's trajectory and divided the Queen's fleet into defensive clusters. Humans guided alien pilots to precise positions, creating a web of overlapping fields of fire that could trap the enemy in a crossfire. Drones launched from human ships, zipping around enemy vessels to disrupt targeting systems and shields. Lieutenant Marcus Hale led a squadron of human fighters ahead of the main fleet. Their objective was daring, to intercept the enemy's front line and slow their advance. Alien pilots, still wary but increasingly trusting, followed his lead. The Queen watched silently, unsure whether to be proud or anxious. The first shots rang out in bursts of green and blue energy. Enemy ships fired relentlessly, but humans anticipated every attack. Drones intercepted energy blasts mid-flight, turning them harmlessly into debris. Human fighters weaved through the enemy formation, disabling ships with precise plasma strikes, boarding parties, and tactical maneuvers that left the aliens astonished. One alien pilot, Zyron, called out over comms. How are they doing this? Our tactics would fail in minutes, but they move as one, predicting every move." Hale's voice came back over the channel, steady and confident. "Adapt and learn. Fight with us, not against us. That is how you survive." The battle intensified. The enemy's warlord had anticipated a simple fleet, an easy target. He had not counted on a hybrid force, humans leading aliens into coordinated attacks. Enemy ships exploded one by one, disabled before they could respond effectively. Alien crew members who had doubted humans now followed orders without question, executing maneuvers they would never have considered possible days before. The Queen's flagship was targeted by a massive enemy warship, its cannons firing with lethal precision. Shields flickered under the sustained attack. The Queen tensed, but Reyes calmly instructed, "Divert power to forward shields, launch counter-drones, and fire plasma interceptors at their engines. Don't just defend, disable." The plan worked. Enemy fire was deflected, and in a brilliant maneuver, a squadron of human-led alien ships disabled the warship's engines. It drifted helplessly, unable to pursue or attack. The Queen realized, with a mix of awe and disbelief, that humans were not just fighters, they were leaders. They thought beyond instinct. They adapted. They turned weakness into strength and chaos into opportunity. But the enemy was not finished. From the shadows of a nearby asteroid belt, reinforcements appeared. Hundreds of ships swarmed like a dark tide, attempting to encircle the Queen's fleet. Panic rose among the alien crew, but humans remained calm. Reyes called out, "Formation. Delta. Engage the outer flank, use drones and shield grids to hold them. Alien pilots, stay in formation and follow our lead. Trust your instincts and your allies." The outer flank engaged the enemy, and chaos erupted in controlled fury. Explosions lit the void as ships collided, shields flared, and weapons discharged in precise bursts. Humans moved with speed and intelligence, directing alien ships in maneuvers they had never considered before. Even the Queen's generals admitted silently that their fleet would not survive without these humans. On the ground of the flagship, human warriors prepared for boarding operations. Enemy boarding parties attempted to infiltrate the Queen's ship, but they met resistance unlike anything they had expected. Human soldiers alongside alien Marines trained over the past days fought with incredible coordination. Each strike was calculated, each move efficient. Enemy intruders fell quickly, unable to adapt to the combination of human ingenuity and alien strength. Hale led a small team through the corridors, intercepting an enemy boarding crew. "Split up," he shouted. "Use the hallways to control their movement." His team moved like shadows, appearing and disappearing, using environment and strategy to gain advantage. The aliens beside him mirrored his actions, slowly learning human tactics and improving with every encounter. Meanwhile, in the command center, Reyes and the Queen coordinated the fleet. Energy grids were rerouted, shields reinforced, and drones deployed in continuous waves. They were not invincible, but the enemy had underestimated them. Human leadership had turned desperation into advantage. Hours passed, though time felt like minutes in the chaos of battle. Enemy losses mounted. Ships that were thought unstoppable now drifted in ruin, their crews unable to withstand the combined human-alien force. Yet, one threat remained. A massive warship, the flagship of the rival warlord, was approaching the Queen's vessel directly. Its weapons charged and ready, it could obliterate the flagship in seconds. The Queen turned to Reyes. "It is the end. They will destroy us." Reyes shook his head. "Not if we act first. Trust me. Now follow my plan and fight like you've never fought before." A daring maneuver was initiated. Hale led a strike team directly toward the enemy flagship, using speed, agility, and precision strikes to disable shields and targeting systems. Alien ships following human guidance created a diversion that split the enemy forces. Drones hacked systems, and boarding teams infiltrated the enemy ship from multiple points. The battle raged inside the enemy flagship. Humans fought with courage and intelligence, exploiting weaknesses the aliens had never noticed. The warlord's officers were thrown into disarray. Alien warriors followed human commands, learning quickly and adapting in real time. From the Queen's perspective, the impossible was happening. Her prideful species, known for arrogance and skill, were being led to victory by humans, a smaller, seemingly fragile species that fought not only with strength, but with ingenuity, courage, and adaptability. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the enemy flagship was disabled. Its systems offline, engines dead, and weapons neutralized, it drifted silently. The remaining enemy ships, witnessing the destruction of their leader's vessel, began to retreat. Silence returned to the void. The Queen's fleet had survived, battered but victorious. Alien crew members cheered, unsure whether to celebrate humans or themselves. The Queen, however, turned her gaze to Reyes. "Your species, you are remarkable," she said quietly, almost in awe. "We would have fallen without you." Reyes nodded. "We fight as one. That's all there is to it. Today, your fleet survived because humans taught, led, and fought alongside you. Remember that." The alien crew now understood the truth. Humans were not just strong or fast or clever. They were leaders in battle, thinkers under pressure, and warriors who could inspire others to rise beyond their limits. The Queen's respect for humans grew immeasurably. She realized that Earth had produced something extraordinary. Not just fighters, but a force capable of changing the balance of power in the galaxy. As the fleet regrouped, the Queen addressed her generals. "Learn from them, adapt, survive. Humans are not merely allies. They are examples of what the galaxy should fear and respect." Even the most skeptical generals nodded. Pride would not vanish entirely, but it was tempered now with admiration. Humans had proven themselves. Above them, stars shimmered silently, indifferent to the drama below. But for the first time, humans and aliens alike felt a shift. The galaxy was no longer a place where strength alone determined survival. Intelligence, courage, and adaptability, the qualities humans possessed in abundance, had rewritten the rules of engagement. And somewhere far in the distance, the enemy warlords' forces fled, aware that the next encounter with humans and their allies would be far more dangerous. They had underestimated Earth's warriors, and that mistake would echo across the stars. The alien Queen stood on her bridge, her eyes glowing faintly. She had survived countless battles, commanded powerful fleets, and faced the deadliest foes imaginable. Yet today she had learned something new. Humans were not just survivors. They were extraordinary. And with them by her side, the impossible had become reality. The first major battle was over, but the war was far from finished, and the galaxy, vast and unpredictable, would soon learn that humans were a force unlike any other, a species small in size, yet mighty in spirit, capable of leading, inspiring, and conquering where others could not. The wreckage of the battlefield drifted silently through the void of space. Smoke and debris marked the trail of the retreating enemy fleet, a stark reminder of the recent battle. The alien Queen's flagship, though scarred from the fight, moved, steadily under human-guided repairs. For the first time in decades, the Queen felt a flicker of hope. Commander Jonathan Reyes stood on the bridge beside the Queen, reviewing reports from scouts. "Their fleet is weakened, but they will regroup," he said. "They know we can fight and they'll return with more ships. We need a plan, not just for defense, but for a decisive strike." The Queen studied him, her amber eyes sharp and calculating. "And you propose what?" Reyes spread a holographic map of the enemy's territory. "We combine our strengths, human strategy and alien technology. We strike their command fleet before they can rebuild. It's risky, but it's the only way to ensure lasting safety for your fleet." The Queen considered this carefully. Strike into enemy territory had never been attempted. It was bold, almost reckless, but she saw the logic. Humans had shown her a new way of thinking, adaptability, precision, and courage over pride alone. "Very well," she said. "We will strike. But this operation must be flawless. Every mistake will be fatal." Over the next several days, humans and aliens worked side by side. Human engineers retrofitted alien ships with hybrid systems, combining Earth technology with alien power cores. Shields were reinforced, engines tuned for maximum speed, and weaponry optimized for coordinated strikes. Alien crew members learned quickly, mastering maneuvers that would have taken decades under traditional training. On the training deck, Lieutenant Marcus Hale demonstrated advanced boarding tactics to alien soldiers. "You can't rely on brute force alone," he said, striking a training drone with precision. "Use strategy. Control the battlefield. Force your enemy to react to you, not the other way around." Alien warriors, initially skeptical, began to understand. Their movements became smoother, more coordinated. Even Kryn, the Queen's fiercest general, acknowledged quietly, "Humans fight differently, and it works." As preparations continued, scouts reported an unexpected development. A massive enemy warship, previously unaccounted for, had arrived near their staging area. Its weapons were legendary, capable of obliterating multiple ships in seconds. The Queen's fleet trembled at the sight, but humans remained calm. Reyes assessed the situation. "This is an opportunity. That ship is powerful, yes, but slow. If we use speed, drones, and precise attacks, we can neutralize it before it strikes. We just need everyone to follow the plan." The Queen hesitated. Striking first was unorthodox for her people, who preferred defensive power. Yet she had learned from humans that action, even bold action, often determined the outcome. "Then we strike," she said. The fleets moved into position, a silent ballet of anticipation. Humans coordinated the alien ships into attack formations that the Queen had never imagined possible. Drones swarmed ahead, disrupting enemy sensors. Missile volleys fired from alien cruisers found new precision under human guidance. The massive enemy warship unleashed its cannons, but the coordinated human-alien formation absorbed and deflected the attack. Shields flared, energy arcs danced across the void, and humans led daring boarding operations while alien ships held the line. Hale piloted a small strike team directly toward the enemy flagship. "We disable their engines first," he instructed, "then their weapons. Move fast. Stay sharp and work as one." Alien warriors followed him, navigating corridors and energy grids with newfound skill. They hacked systems, sealed doors, and neutralized enemy defenses in perfect synchronization with humans. Even seasoned alien officers were astonished by the efficiency and bravery displayed. Meanwhile, the Queen's flagship engaged in a secondary battle with smaller enemy vessels. Humans coordinated fire, adjusted tactics in real time, and anticipated enemy movements. The Queen's crew, though initially hesitant, now acted with confidence, guided by human strategy. Hours passed in a blur of combat. Explosions rocked the enemy flagship, fires spread through compartments, and enemy crews struggled to respond to the relentless hybrid assault. Hale's team infiltrated the command center, confronting the warlord himself. Alien soldiers moved in formation behind him, cutting off escape routes. The warlord's eyes widened in disbelief. How can they move so quickly? They anticipate every move. Hale replied calmly, because we fight as one. You underestimated us. And that was your mistake. The warlord was captured, his flagship disabled, and the remaining enemy vessels retreated in disarray. The alien queen's fleet, though battered, had achieved a stunning victory. The humans had led the operation, and the alien crew had adapted under their guidance. On the bridge of the queen's flagship, silence followed the victory. The fleet drifted among the stars, exhausted but alive. The queen turned to Reyes. Your species, you have changed the course of this battle and perhaps the future of my fleet. We owe you more than I can express. Reyes shook his head. We did not come to take credit. We came to fight alongside you. Today we survived together. That is enough. The Queen's generals gathered around, their expressions a mix of relief and awe. Kryn, the once skeptical commander, stepped forward. I have seen the truth. Humans are not just warriors. They are leaders, thinkers, and teachers. We would not have survived without them. The Queen nodded solemnly. Then it is settled. Humans are no longer guests. They are partners, allies. We fight together, and we learn from each other. Preparations began for the next phase, rebuilding the fleet, strengthening defenses, and training alien crews to be fully capable of independent action under human guidance. For the first time, a true alliance had been formed. Earth's strongest warriors and the alien Queen's fleet, united against common threats in the galaxy. As the days passed, the Queen noticed a change among her crew. Pride had not disappeared, but respect for humans had grown into admiration. Alien soldiers moved with confidence, engineers solved problems with new techniques, and pilots executed complex maneuvers with precision previously thought impossible. Humans had not just fought for survival, they had transformed the way the Queen's fleet approached warfare. Reyes and Hale walked through the flagship's corridors, observing alien crews at work. They learn fast, Hale said, smiling. Give them a challenge and they rise to it. That's what makes humans, well, human. Reyes nodded. They are resilient. And today we showed them that working together multiplies strength. That is a lesson they will carry forward. Above them, stars glimmered silently. Yet within the Queen's fleet, a quiet revolution had taken place. The alliance had forged not just a tactical advantage, but trust, respect, and understanding between two very different species. The Queen reflected on the battles fought and the humans who had led them. She realized that pride and power alone were not enough to survive in the galaxy. Adaptability, courage, and intelligence were equally, if not more, important. Humans embodied all of these qualities. The galaxy will remember this day, she said quietly to her generals. Not because we survived, but because we learned a new way to fight and live. Humans have shown us what is possible. As the fleet prepared to move forward, rebuilding and strengthening, the Queen received a transmission from a distant star system. It was a warning. An even larger threat was approaching. Entire civilizations had mobilized, sensing the shift in galactic power. They had heard of humans, and they feared them. The Queen turned to Reyes. It seems our work is not yet done. Reyes smiled faintly. Then we continue. Together, humans and your fleet. We adapt, we fight, and we win. That is all we know how to do. The Queen looked out at the stars, her eyes reflecting the endless possibilities ahead. For the first time, she felt a strange certainty. With humans by her side, there was no challenge too great, no enemy too powerful. Earth's warriors had not just saved her fleet, they had changed the course of the galaxy. The alliance was forged. Humans had proven themselves not only as fighters, but as leaders, teachers, and partners. And the galaxy, vast and unpredictable, was about to learn that Earth's warriors were forces unlike any other, intelligent, courageous, and unstoppable. As the stars stretched endlessly before them, the Queen whispered, almost to herself, "Perhaps we have finally found our true allies." The stars burned cold and distant as the alien Queen's fleet and the human contingent moved through uncharted space. Silence reigned among the ships, broken only by the hum of engines and the occasional chatter over comms. Both humans and aliens knew that the battles fought so far had been only the beginning. Somewhere out there, a far greater threat awaited, a coalition of rival civilizations that had taken notice of Earth's warriors and the alien Queen's fleet. They would not allow such a powerful alliance to survive unchallenged. On the bridge of the flagship, the alien Queen studied the stars. Her fleet, once fractured and vulnerable, now moved with precision and purpose. Her general stood beside her, no longer questioning human leadership. They had witnessed the courage, intelligence, and strategy that humans brought to the battlefield, and their admiration was unspoken, but palpable. Commander Jonathan Reyes, standing beside the Queen, reviewed the latest scans. "The enemy coalition is massive," he said. "Multiple fleets faster than anything we've faced, armed with weapons that can destroy planets. They're coming for us, and they expect to win." The Queen's amber eyes narrowed. "And yet, we have survived every test so far. With humans guiding us, we have a chance. Are you certain your people are ready?" Reyes smiled faintly. "We've never been better prepared. They underestimate humans, and that will be their mistake." Lieutenant Marcus Hale moved among the crews, checking on alien soldiers, pilots, and engineers. He spoke words of encouragement, sharing tactics and advice, instilling confidence and coordination. Humans and aliens had become one force, moving together with seamless precision. "Remember," Hale said, addressing a group of alien pilots, "courage is important, but strategy wins battles. Trust your instincts and trust your allies. Follow our plan and we'll survive this." The fleet approached the edge of the enemy-controlled system. The first signs of the coalition's forces appeared on the sensors. Hundreds of ships, bristling, with weapons, moving in perfect formation. Their intent was clear. They intended to crush the alien Queen's fleet and destroy the humans who had dared to intervene. "Stay calm," Reyes instructed. "We fight as one. Humans lead, aliens follow. Every ship, every crew member plays a part." The first shots rang out across the void. Enemy fire erupted in brilliant arcs of energy, lighting up the darkness. The human-alien fleet responded immediately, shields flaring, weapons returning fire with deadly accuracy. Drones darted among enemy ships, disrupting targeting systems, while human pilots led rapid strikes to disable key vessels. The alien Queen watched in awe as humans maneuvered alien ships with unmatched skill. Even her most experienced generals, hardened by centuries of warfare, could not deny the effectiveness of the coordinated assault. Humans did not just fight. They predicted, adapted, and inspired. The battle raged for hours. Explosions lit the void. Debris floated through space like deadly stars, and enemy ships were disabled one after another. Yet the coalition was vast, and their firepower relentless. It was clear that a direct confrontation alone would not suffice. Reyes called a tactical meeting via hologram, gathering human officers and alien generals. "We need a decisive strike," he said, "one that will break their morale and force them to retreat. We combine our strongest warriors, the fastest ships, and our most precise strategies. We hit their command center and take out their flagship. That will end this battle," the Queen's generals murmured nervously. "A direct strike into the heart of their fleet?" one asked. Reyes nodded. "It's risky, but we have trained your crews, repaired your ships, and prepared for this moment. Trust the plan and trust the humans." The Queen turned to her own warriors. "Very well," she said. "We strike together. Humans lead. We follow. Let this be the day our enemies learn the strength of Earth's warriors." The plan was executed with remarkable precision. Human strike teams, supported by alien pilots, raced ahead of the main fleet. Drones disabled enemy shields, while long-range missiles targeted their communication arrays. Alien ships followed, creating diversions and drawing fire away from the humans leading the assault. Hale piloted a squadron directly toward the enemy flagship. They weaved through laser fire, avoiding destruction by inches. Human and alien warriors boarded the enemy vessel simultaneously from multiple points, cutting off escape routes and disabling critical systems. Inside the flagship, chaos erupted. The Coalition's crew had expected a simple engagement, but the hybrid human-alien force was unlike anything they had faced. Humans moved with uncanny precision, leading alien soldiers through corridors, using environment and strategy to overcome stronger foes. The warlord commanding the Coalition flagship realized too late that the battle was lost. "Impossible," he shouted. "They cannot—" Hale interrupted with calm authority. "They can, and they have." Within minutes, the enemy flagship's engines were disabled, weapons offline, and command crew captured or neutralized. Seeing their leader defeated, the remaining Coalition fleets began to retreat. One by one, enemy ships fled, their morale shattered by the unexpected effectiveness of the human-led forces. The Queen's fleet, battered but victorious, regrouped among the stars. Humans and aliens alike shared quiet moments of relief, their unity having turned the tide of what seemed an impossible battle. The Queen turned to Reyes, her expression solemn. "Your species, you have changed the course of this war, and perhaps the galaxy itself. Without humans, we would have been destroyed." Reyes shook his head. "We fight as one. That is enough. Your fleet survived because your warriors adapted, learned and trusted each other and us. That is the true strength here." The Queen's generals, many of whom had doubted humans at first, now approached with respect. Kryn, her fiercest general, spoke first. "Humans are not just warriors. They are leaders, teachers, and strategists. They have shown us what we were blind to. Today we fight as equals, and we owe them our survival." The Queen nodded. "Then it is settled. Humans are no longer guests or allies. They are partners. Together we will protect this fleet and this galaxy from any who dare challenge us." Word of the battle spread quickly across neighboring star systems. Rumors of Earth's warriors, their courage, strategy, and adaptability spread faster than light. Civilizations that had dismissed humans as weak or primitive began to reconsider. Ships carrying ambassadors, scouts, and spies traveled to see for themselves, wary and cautious of the species that had led the alien Queen's fleet to victory, against overwhelming odds. On Earth, news of the operation reached the leaders, scientists, and civilians. Humanity's reputation had been sealed, not through intimidation or conquest, but through courage, intelligence, and leadership. Earth's strongest warriors had proven themselves capable of extraordinary feats, earning respect and admiration across the galaxy. The alien Queen, standing on the bridge of her flagship, reflected on the events. For centuries, she had commanded fleets, fought wars, and faced enemies thought unbeatable. Yet in all her experience, she had never witnessed anything like humans. Small in stature, seemingly fragile, yet capable of inspiring greatness in others and turning despair into victory. "They are remarkable," she whispered to herself. "Perhaps the galaxy has underestimated them for too long." Reyes approached. "They are human," he said simply. "That is enough to make the difference." The Queen smiled faintly. "Enough indeed. Today they have earned not only my respect but the loyalty of my fleet. The galaxy will remember them." In the following days, the fleet repaired and reorganized, preparing for future challenges. The humans remained integral to every aspect of fleet operations, from strategic planning to tactical command. Alien warriors had embraced the lessons learned, blending their strengths with human innovation to create a force unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. The Queen addressed her fleet, her voice carrying across the corridors. "We have faced the impossible and survived. We have learned from humans and we have grown stronger. Together we are unstoppable. Let this day be remembered, not for the enemies we defeated, but for the alliance we forged and the courage we displayed. The alien crew cheered, their morale stronger than ever. Humans too felt the weight of achievement, knowing they had not only survived but transformed an entire fleet and shifted the balance of power in the galaxy. As the fleet moved through the stars, a new era began. Earth's warriors were no longer just defenders of their planet. They were galactic leaders, heroes whose courage and intelligence had earned the respect of countless civilizations. And somewhere, far beyond the edge of known space, other powers took notice. The stories of human courage, strategy, and adaptability spread quickly. Those who had underestimated Earth now feared it, recognizing that its warriors were forces unlike any other, small in number, yet unmatched in skill, intelligence, and determination. The Queen stood on the bridge, gazing at the stars. She had faced countless threats in her lifetime, but none like this, a species from a distant blue planet, capable of reshaping the destiny of fleets, civilizations, and the galaxy itself. "They have done what no one else could," she said, softly. "Humans have not only saved my fleet, they have changed the universe." Rhea smiled. "We fight as one. That is all we know how to do." The Queen nodded, her eyes reflecting the endless stars. "Then let the galaxy remember this day. Let it remember humans, the smallest yet